Video 124. October 23, 2014. These are answers to many questions accumulated on the same subject. Mythi: it is true that our society is reaching the brink of extinction in our planet to restart again as level 1. Whereas there have been numerous catalogued extinctions as succeeded before. Great civilizations have matured on this planet long before you, but were moved long ago. The development of leftover here took longer, by the dialectical and cultural inequalities among the remaining groups. Yes, there were numerous extinctions, but the cultures that were being developed here were aided by their mentors to survive. See, back then, there was no Community Galactica, taking care of the system. So the planet was subject to all natural and external cataclysmic events which were not given the support of Krullians and other races such as the Arcturians to mitigate these natural processes of extinction. The mentors of those communities they turned as they could to keep their colonies safe. Relocating, constructing large underground shelters, etc. Not all colonies, that is billions, manage volunteers and teachers to achieve faster new stages of development. Your current colony remnants on the planet got some volunteers who came at different times. But they were manipulated or suppressed by your ruling elites and they could not accomplish what could have been accomplished in aid of the society as a whole. This had delayed the development of this colony. But part of that society is finally ready to settle down as the race of the planet. Over the past 200 years your societies began to sketch regional integrations. And the technology achieved over the last century could integrate globally. This led to Community Galactica decreeing that the race of this planet would no longer be manipulated, would be naturally filtered, and the newly arrived elements to the level 1 would be the representatives of a new society mature enough to finally enter the interstellar community. Therefore external threats were diverted on the planet, by Krullians, Pleiadians, and why not say, by the Mantic fleet, and regional tectonic destruction by natural forces were controlled by Arcturians. But now, some tectonic and climate change will be necessary for the planet to adapt to the new beat frequency of the system and expand into its new configuration. So we're all here in this joint task force to monitor developments and make sure that there will not be the extinction of this colony. Mythi: the reptilians and greys may not hinder the plans of the Community Galactica and our integration plans to grow. Among the forces present in the supervision of this planet, the Pleiadians and Arcturians are known as the most determined to attack or counterattack forces. The Pleiadians are very versatile, quick decisions, and keeps very current equipment in colonies under his supervision. As for the Arcturians, have many millennia, are known and feared for their powerful weaponry. And its tubular vessels are very respected. Nowadays all spacecraft use similar weapons defensively. So there's no more weak and the strong, but the balance. But despite the Arcturians lead to fame because they were never overwhelmed by anyone in thousands of years. And really its defensive weapons are larger than most. Nobody messes with Arcturians and they only give satisfaction to the galactic communities, directly corresponding to the regions where they are working. Therefore, no race will dare to disrupt the integration of this new colony. The reptilian human colony on Mars is already catalogued and will be an integral part of the system. As a standalone unit that is, not connected to planet Earth. Under the supervision of the Community Galactica, you friends can be sure that they will eventually be good neighbors. Answering many questions about the Greys, let's not generalize. Only some breeds of Greys represent a problem and are linked to reptilians or mediate trade for insectoid races. The Greys who you friends will visualize here on the planet, 99% are affiliated races to Community Galactica and pose no risk to humans here. So do not confuse things. There are humanoid and non-humanoid types that represent problem. See your own planet in the amount of bad people there scattered in all cultures and elites. On the occasion of opening of contacts between you and other brothers out, you will see that the current races through your solar system are now under surveillance. And none of them is a danger to the new society level 1 of this planet. Many races Greys work in fleets and industrial units: Pleiadians, Sirius, Camelopardalis, Kytokes, Arcturians, Aldebarans, Krullians, and even in our colonies in Mantic Andromeda. We have many Grey friends. They are in the majority very intelligent, nice, and honest. Mythi, the Piri race maps of Antarctic from 500 years ago show it as a continent, with subtropical climate and much closer in latitude to South America and Africa, and the contours of the coastline have been found by geological surveys to precisely follow the shape of the continent under the ice caps. Can you explain to us how Antarctic moved and what has happened to it since, and if that is similar to crustal movements now occurring? According to general files of your navigation history, this cartographer used old maps of the Vedic civilization of India to include the continent of Antarctic on his maps. The Vedas were great cartographers, and counted with the help of their mentors to get them in vimanas, service crafts, to map all areas of the planet. Tectonic changes naturally occurred several times, and with the increase in diameter of the planet that occurred at all, the continents drifted away proportionally. Many signaling monoliths were placed at the request of the cartographers of the time. The Antarctic was mapped by the Vedas, when it was not even the geographic center of your South Pole. There was no ice superficial, thus was accurately mapped by cartographers' Vedas. Most of the mapping of the Vedas was stolen by diverse cultures, and much of it was destroyed by the Church. At the time of the Roman Empire, considered a heresy to say that the earth was round. The many thousands of years ago, the Vedic maps were presented to the Mayans, Incas, Saxons, Sumerians, Egyptians, Aztecs, and Atlantis at the annual meetings of their leaders, with their mentors in the current Easter Island, where they were Athenians, Pleiadians, Arcturians, and Epsilon Buddhas, among other mentors races. So conclusively, cartographer named Piri race just copied those maps to his map created 500 years ago. The Antarctic is a region considered by us as a natural barn, everything that you friends have in terms of biodiversity of plants and seeds are stored there, frozen, but fully operational. When one day the ice melts and the seeds catch the sun, Antarctic will be a green and bountiful continent, with copies of virtually all your flora. Another interesting information is that tags scientists, a race of skinny greys from Orion experts geobotanics, stocked in Antarctic base seeds of everything that was catalogued by them in hundreds of years of research here on the planet, and this is a perfect complement to what is not native to the continent of Antarctic from the old days. Mythi, is the disclosure approaching? I ask because there was a large increase views of ships of all types and formats, including said that tubular vessels tried to contact the ISS, our space station, unanswered. Well, with a larger movement of ships undoubtedly the number of sightings is greater. The Community Galactica has not authorized any kind of eye contact but also seems to be turning a blind eye on the matter. It gives food for thought. We have no other guideline yet. So the first statement still stands. Of course, sometimes the field of invisibility is off to form no excess steam or other features, and then if we are seen or filmed will be accidentally. How the Arcturians are dismantling many facilities, the unmistakable tubular vessels should be observed frequently. Concerning the claim that Arcturians have tried to contact your small station, this is a question without comment. They only speak with fleets of ships related to its mission, and as I said, only depict for the Council of the Community Galactica, never would talk with whoever was here of the planet. Any change in the instructions and conditions provided for the planet as a whole I will be informing you. Be careful and be alert to weather conditions, tectonic events, and military moves. Peace and light to you all.